Bobby Pierce sent the dirt late model world another message after a dominating performance in the FloRacing Night in America race at Eldora Speedway ahead of the Dream. It was his 17th win of the season and his second of 5 races in the FloRacing Night in America series, and he extended his point lead over Jonathan Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr. as both of them faced significant setbacks during the night. Neither of them actually qualifying for the feature. Davenport suffering damage during his qualifying run, forced to go to a backup car, and then Thornton suffering a flat tire during his heat race run while running in second. He also had to take a provisional after he would have been charged with starting in the rear of a B-main, and there probably was some damage to that car after he blew that right rear tire. But let's get into this right here. I wrote this up over at stockcarreport.com. Pierce started the night off strong with a third-place qualifying run in Group B behind Dale McDowell and Tanner English. He followed that up with a heat race win in Heat 6, besting Trent Ivey, Shane Clayton, Ashton Winger, and Trey Mills. With the heat race win, he started the feature in 6th and wasted no time getting to the front of the field. He quickly disposed of both Josh Rice and Tanner English just 2 laps into the race. A couple laps later, and he was able to get past Carson Ferguson, who slipped up on the cushion in 1 and 2 and hit the wall. He then set his eyes on Garrett Albertson and worked his way by him with 42 laps left in the 50-lap feature. While Pierce was jetting his way to the front of the field in less than 10 laps. There was some absolutely wild action happening here further back in the field. This is on the restart. You're going to see Jonathan Davenport mixing it up here, going 5 wide here through turn 4, Mike Marlar, Turbo, Garrett Smith there, Ryan Gustin in a car that looks very similar to Shannon Babb is on the inside there. They obviously got it straightened out going into turn 1, but just crazy wild racing happening throughout the field during this race. And all of this was happening while Bobby Pierce was just torching his way to the front of the field. We would get a caution come out on with 41 laps to go after Mason Ziegler and Tyler Erb got into each other coming off of turn 2. That looked like just a racing incident to me when they showed it from the drone. It looked like Ziegler was trying to diamond off the corner, and Turbo was kind of just coming off the corner and moving up into kind of like a typical racing line, and they basically just both converged on that same spot and spun each other out. Don't think anyone was really at fault there. Just looked like a racing deal to me. On the ensuing restart, Pierce ripped the lip and lost the second spot to Garrett Albertson. He would lose third to Tanner English after he got caught up in the cushion exiting turn 2. However, he stormed past English exiting turn 4 and then roared past Albertson with a slider in turn 1 and 2. Let's take a look at this because this was just mind-blowing to me. I don't know how you can stop this. This to me was almost like the defining moment of the race, even though he still had Hudson O'Neal to reckon with. But the fact that he was able to kind of like lose it on the cushion coming out of 2 and like lose significant speed, but he had already gathered it back up by the time he came out of turn 4, and then he just blew past them like they were standing still. Was astounding to me. I just don't know how you can stop that, and obviously no one out there knows how to do that yet either, given the fact that he did indeed win the race. But let's take a look at this here. Pierce all the way up there on the top in the blue and white car, obviously homage to his dad there, different from that traditional red that we typically see in there. You see him get there, has an issue there on the cushion. Albertson gets by. Tanner English starts inching ahead of him there in third. And then just look at this. Look at what he does here. I mean, he just gets so wound up on the top, so much speed, and just blows past him. I mean, he's got a 2-car length advantage there on Albertson after that slide job, and he just doesn't look back. I don't really know how you compete with that. I mean, that was just raw speed, raw talent. I mean, it was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. While he would get to second quickly, it would take a little bit more time before he could reel in O'Neal and work his way around him. However, he found his opportunity with 26 laps to go after they had caught the back of the field. Heading into turn 1, Pierce threw a slider and was able to complete the pass when O'Neal got bottled up behind Tyler Erb when he attempted a crossover. Going into turns 3 and 4, Pierce ripped the top while O'Neal tried to run through the middle, but he lost the nose of his car, likely from Trent Ivey running the same lane just ahead of him. I think got the air taken off of him. We got some footage of that as well. Again, here from the FloRacing highlights, you see Hudson O'Neal in the blue car right there. Pierce right behind him. They're lapping Mike Marlar. So here's Pierce with the slider through 1 and 2. takes that first position. Huddy tries the crossover. Looks like it's going to go well, but Turbo kind of slips up the track there, stops that from happening. And then you can see right here, Huddy loses the nose. And again, not sure if he lost it from Trent Ivy, who was running that middle line there as well, or what happened. But that obviously forced Huddy up the track, and he really never sniffed the lead after that. I think Pierce would at least extend the lead to over a second. And they were running similar lap times, and Huddy might close depending on how Bobby was like managing lap traffic, and then Bobby would pull away when Huddy was getting into the similar lap traffic as well. So they were running similar lap times, it sounded like, at least from the broadcast, but he really never challenged for the lead. We did see a late charging Dale McDowell. You can see here 26 laps ago, he was in 7th, but he did indeed get into 3rd and started challenging, or was trying to get close to O'Neal, but a caution came out, allowed him to get close. I think he was like 9 seconds back or something like that. So he was I don't know, maybe 6, 7 seconds behind O'Neal. But as I said, Pierce never looked back and was never challenged for the lead again, even with a late race caution after Devin Moran spun while in 4th with 3 laps to go. Heartbreak there for Devin Moran, suffering that mechanical failure. Had a really good run, was in 4th, was actually was the best battle on the track at the time. He was battling against Nick Hoffman there for that position, and Moran had really kind of come on strong, similar to Dale McDowell. Obviously not as strong as McDowell, because McDowell had gotten around him, but really sucked 3 laps to go, and mechanical failure, just couldn't make it there to the end. But that caution allowed O'Neal and a late charging McDowell to close the distance, but neither of them had anything for Pierce on the ensuing restart. And McDowell wasn't able to work around O'Neal either. So that's how they finished. Pierce first, O'Neal second, and McDowell in 3rd. That was your podium. In victory lane, this is what Pierce told FloRacing. He says, "We were good tonight. The car could really go middle, go top. I made a lot of moves through the middle and kind of them ruddy spots." He did note that he was nervous when the late race caution came out because he knew his spoiler was messed up, and he saw McDowell was up to 3rd and had flashbacks to the World 100. That was a fantastic race last year when McDowell had kind of gotten to Bobby Pierce, got around him, and then he was forced to the outside around a lap car, and Pierce was able to get back around him. Man, that was a fantastic race. If we get something similar to that in the Dream on Saturday, man, that'll be well worth the price of admission. Well worth the price of admission. But Bobby said when he passed me at the end, but we got him back. So that was a fun race tonight. Tonight being a flow night, I really wanted to maintain that point lead and try to grow it. So we did what we could and got the job done there. That is exactly what he did. He obviously maximized his points and won the race, and he extended his lead significantly, given that his 2 top challengers, Jonathan Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr., both suffered setbacks. Brian Shirley did not show up. He's not showing up this entire weekend. He was in second, only I think was 33 points behind heading into this race. He's now in 4th place. We'll look at the points here in a little bit. But he wasn't there, and so that allowed both Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr. To get their provisionals because they did indeed suffer issues in the early portion of the event. Davenport damaged his car during qualifying and was forced to take a provisional while also pulling out his backup car. He eventually salvaged a 14th place finish. Here's what happened with that.
Green, Derek Stewart.
See Davenport in the upper right corner there, coming off of turn 2. He's going to hit the wall right here turn 4, hit the wall there in turn 1. You can see there, hits the wall and immediately kills the car, brings it down, and he would go to a backup. I'm not sure if he took laps in the B main or not. I think they said that he might have, but he would take the provisional in that backup car. As for Thornton, he suffered a flat tire while in second place during his heat race. He, too, was forced to take a provisional in order to make the feature race. He salvaged a 17th place finish. Here is what happened with him.
Bronson that last time by, as well as the folks.
FloRacing here over on X. You see English commanding lead here. Ricky Thornton had kind of settled into that second place position, held off Nick Hoffman, and then just right rear tire blowing there. And as he comes around and gets into the hot pit, you'll see just that the tire's pretty much gone, and he's just kind of riding around on the wheel there. There you go. You can see a good look at it right there. I mean, tire completely and totally shredded on that car. and 3 laps to go, just not enough time to make it up. And I think there might have been some damage done to that car as well, because he just certainly did not have the speed that you expect from Ricky Thornton Jr. during the feature. Not really working his way up through the field at all. Obviously started in the rear, but only made it up to 17th. And as you'll see, most of the people that were behind him didn't finish the race. So here's the official finishing order. Bobby Pearson first, Hudson O'Neal second, Dale McDowell third, Nick Hoffman fourth, Garrett Albertson fifth, Josh Rice sixth, Tim McCready seventh, Kyle Bronson eighth, Dalton Wilson ninth, Tanner English 10th, Carson Ferguson 11th, Brandon Shepard 12th, Chris Madden 13th, Jonathan Davenport 14th, Mark Wagner 15th, Ryan Gustin, the Reaper, in 16th, Ricky Thornton in 17th, Zach Mitchell 18, Mike Marlar 19, Devin Rain right there. See, he exited, remember, 3 laps left. So I don't know if Mitchell and Marlar were still on the track, but you can see for the people that were still on the track, it was just two drivers. He was able to kind of work around. And then you see Chris Ferguson 21st, Tyler Erb 22nd, Garrett Smith 23rd, Trent Ivey 24th, Trey Mills 25th, Mason Ziegler 26th, Brandon Overton suffered some kind of mechanical failure as well in 27th, Shane Clanton in 28th. As far as your points, here is what it looks like following the race last night. Bobby Pierce now has a 78-point lead over second place Jonathan Davenport, 108-point lead over Ricky Thornton Jr., and 120-point lead over Brian Shirley, who again wasn't even there, which shows just how well Brian Shirley performed during those Illinois Speed Weeks, that he's still in 4th place, even with missing a race. Brandon Shepard in 5th. I think Nick Hoffman has missed a race too, so he's performed really well as well. He's in 6th. Devin Rain in 7th. Ryan Gustin in 8th. Hudson O'Neal 9th. And Garrett Albertson in 10th. So that is your point picture for the FloRacing Night in America. I think this is the best series out there right now, because you get the World Outlaws guys, you get the Lucas Oil guys, you get people like Jason Fager showing up as well from Mars, you get local guys showing up as well that are usually really good. Josh Rice will show up for these races. You get the best of the best here, and the best of the best sometimes don't even make the field, and they have to take provisionals, as we saw last night with both Jonathan Davenport and Ricky Thornton Jr. That is how competitive this series is, when those guys have to take provisionals in order to make the field. So Bobby Pierce, huge statement win there, just dominating performance, especially once he got to the lead, and really is letting people know that he is the threat heading into the Dream this weekend, despite Davenport being the 2-time defending champion of the event. So I think we're in for a really good race here on Saturday, and I think we're going to get some great racing tonight for the first night of preliminaries, and then tomorrow for the second night, and then obviously feature on Saturday. I'm really looking forward to it. I think it might be some of the best racing we'll see all weekend across all disciplines. But let me know what you guys made of this race. Let me know in the comments below.